Okay, mala. Malung golong chan tiang mal. So wala da kon kladan da kon to ke tutrelan en bogo bana to ke parliamentary of accounting one. Chala yenetin la student netin donc ki bogo me china dio je bia jamas. Njen. Nyagwa chana share bo then got kon ko ken me dong te gram te interest ko the department me da gor chang de. Gor je di program an bo di join mi cha ti ga tam chilo ko. Ti da lo te ga challenge mi di chang de. So di tem ne one day ko mas di lo ko di ni ko no no dong da bang ko je ko chang te ga mi le di material ko di ga je ka jen group dung telegram lon man chalep di wa man ne ro di ko so mi jin student mi ran accounting bo mi dong wot ka second years ti ka third years I hope da ji lo ko chang lo den je cha da lo jo je da po and material one you than woman ko kan material kon sam gon te ga da ka doje cha do ke ti share gon to good okay jet ke I can take care to but ka power phone chin cha do ke ana on so ti ka da mutot jet ke tin material tin youth ne ka gambel university lon ting ni ke ne ting ne ji accounting ka dong ti ka da ke nyin ji ma university according to that ran material for fair jo men we ngi ke je but kan the context ke kan bong ne kan ke lon ka kondial yen so en material en chogoro be yu gome men de introduction part de topsin a material tin cha dwe a minister of education ka kuya exam okay so di channel yen di je telegram channel chen ku sanyi je ya gor isofian minister of education examination so di ke jegan material de antin cha fer kan ji minister of education ka kuya exam di ke jekten ngwamo di ke download cha PowerPoint one cha ka dwe kan gwa kan policy maker chi ka PowerPoint one chi kan dwe ka kan different subjects so chi kan kare la ka so rodam da moy ke shayar okay tala ko dona ma koy use the speaker okay go so ro chelun jog di bible show ko lo non do choro no ma ke shayar donc chen mi jani long han men go robo so ke men de kam ya introduction part and material me I hope we yen screen da material mi cha fer kan ji minister of education jana ten dong da ran kan al kwen long mi chon exam mi cha tak kan de kwen ten ka main po ni long kan concept del cha del ka go long material mo go de kwen ten ka ta man chon tak chen chi le kwen ka ka reference tin dit tin la gor tam di long de kwen ka kan ti so na me fundamental of accounting one so jen bana to ko jamon ngai kon chen me cha la de no kan bong na accounting ten bong da wal die chen cha dal ka jiman sor de chen ko ba hon ba da kwan tin hon exit examination cha ga da ka bun dang de bon nyam bon en chole financial accounting and reporting okay and bon chole financial accounting and reporting on jen ti bok men ten on me chole fundamental of accounting one ke jen bok nyam re di jen ka bok me jen la ki men lebi o de bong to ko ken di ke ling mi chi ling ko jen to gi ngi ko accounting ngolo ma to ge re bo ko mane ka jen chapter mane ma go yen me ter man chapter ni introduction to accounting and business. Okay, so mi chi ling meaning of accounting ngwa me kana tem de altin correlate to business mi chi ling re de chet kamante asset liability and equity chi kan bilo shagaro ka bong ko ken chet kamante intermediate accounting ken financial accounting. Okay, so go je go de tiam ko no bo mane very important. Okay, so mi chi ling bi bong accounting ken bi ka tak no no. So mi ko kon to ka jen fundamental of accounting one ki principle of accounting one and yud nam dien ke chapter nam dien ya tani introduction to accounting and business. Okay, and gwa me min gor kon ka chapter me min gor kon e bana ngaitin ka introduction to accounting and business yo goro bana lot accounting and business bana linga gwa me. Okay, so a lot of accounting and business the accounting cha define the ka business ngulo mo ka ngulo role of accounting ka business. Okay, ngu gor kon accounting je ka business. Okay, ewo mi ku kono talk a definition of business chana me define ni business ke mo business ngo ko mi tele business therefore tele accounting so je kono la accounting sen bane ku lo jogo the reason why. Okay, business are defined as a practice of making money. So mi ku kono define ke literal meaning ke literal definition and business point and as it is the practice of making money by producing, buying, selling the products are just goods and services. So they can define kajan simple term in business. And we just a practice of making money. Okay. A lot of non lono dong a lot can yo ko je tele me do den lo long business de will a lot me lat ke me lat can yo ko tingutin ti for that tin di ngwa de ka lat ti to mi che ka lat de kin no yo mi che ka lat de ka ko mi che ka ko de kan nguno de kan yo de kan no. Okay, kan ti lat ka to ti de yo de no to ka ngu kan quality good and services. Okay, good and services ayok ngayen loan kin. Okay, che mi jiram dong chi chob ka grade 12 chi economic chi nang economy grade 11 economy grade 12 to chi nang bong daro to ngi de ko good and services mudin ko and good they are tangible item that you can touch, that you can own and that you can store. Kan all tangible item ki kan kwak to control no tap ka pankien chet ka bok pen mobile o wona ka te ko ken ani duor ke lo mi te ka point mi te ka physical bodies mi kabi jen to guden. Okay, serve yo ke intangible action ki intangible item da kon simply da kon la they are intangible action or performance provided by what by somebody ki someone. Okay, can she go again la dag den can in good can services. So services they are intangible items ki intangible action ki just a performance which is being provided by somebody else da kon laro a service. For example, chet ko ngi kon ne ta tutorial let kon ne ta lecture to makam yemane one of services. Okay, na one e kan ti lero ko ke business ke gen meaning of business. Okay, okay kan kon ko meaning of accounting chana chapter outline chana med ke learning objective ngu gor go mi chi chapter me mi chi kwen men gor go ngo so ko kor mi chi chapter me mi chi to ko kwen men gor la learning outcome chen ka ta ye chala de ne ka blueprint me che blueprint me chala learning outcome gor go men gor di link re chapter na me men de ho ben ko on me de you take je run men de question on en run ngu o kan learning outcome to gor ka chapter 1 ngu men yam den o di ngu len di lot accounting ade yelat explains what an accounting is. Di accounting di lot di yelat ngu lot ma accounting enyok di ngu lat di users and user of accounting information di yelat. Okay, michi lot accounting michi ko ngaj. Okay, ka accounting ga ngana ku use to ka ngana la user of accounting gor ko di lan yok di den excellence accounting standard and management principle. So the standard in accounting ke management principle in kwa used in kwa accounting activity ke business activity in kwa manager de kala to ngana ngwanden excellence the monetary unit assumption ngwanden me long assumption of accounting assumption ngu di lat chet ke monetary unit assumption kana economic entity assumption chega assumption da raw tete changun ka jen power form material amane di meaning di ngoro di ngajeno de di da o explain the career of in accounting. Okay, kabang dia di jengu, kabang dia di jekto, kabang lati ken di jekto mi jisto ka accounting and finance. Ko ngai kono mi gor ke lu ana department gor ma yodi te kabang lati di ujek tin chang no. De di te ka profession. Kabang te ken di jekto ne mi jisto ka accounting. Te yani student del tin ku accounting and finance study. Gor yo ko ko mi che chapter men kwen den de di gor ko ngu. Abang lati den di ujek to mi jisto. Bana ujek. Nyok bakelen de kon accounting equation da kon start accounting equation ngo ka di ngulen di component ka di ka define component ka ngan element ka ngan category ni ka ngan en accounting equation finding ka kwaje use di ka ngula lo mo da mo di nda analyze effect of business transaction on the accounting equation. So na me agenda very important. Okay, bana jigo yo ka meaning of accounting di ngulen di business transaction de ka analyze okay business transaction ka ngane ka de ka analyze di ka ngula effect team ka basic accounting equation ko kan accounting equation ko kan affect de okay them agenda understand the four financial statement and how they are prepared. So major again will be ngulen the four financial statement de ka understand key financial report mi lot ko financial statement so lot ko financial report the financial report de prepared de ke de la de control financial statement financial report da one income statement balance sheet cash flow statement can return earning statement so can financial report da one ati ka ngana kan ka de ke prepared de okay so muku kono reide ke tuk chapter to ye ke meaning of accounting. What is accounting? Jen je kono nan so accounting wa me cha define ke le dang dok ke activity dang dok rodi angot kan kono ji den kan activity dang dok ti accounting quite define as the process de ngi yen yen dial a process of what of identifying recording summarizing and communicate all business activity key economic event to the interested user. So accounting la ja quite define on allow jen tinfili a process mit lot ko a process and process me take dub dang dok to identify rede ko kor ko mi ci kan economic events ko men bi ngany mi tawo economic events lot ko financial information key all business activity because identify ka identification it involves selection. When we say identify we mean selecting. Okay, so mi ci economic events ke financial information manu biga identify so mi ko identify lot ko no ku ka selects okay bikel bi selects radian ko ko mi ci selects and information kela mo be record okay be record so recording mean classifying okay bi gorfin then biga mo ke bun biga dak ta kon kular assets diga mo ke guardian diga record as an assets and liability as an liability equity as an equity na mo eventual summarization okay eventual summarization on key classification okay because classify ke section door assets big record as an assets liability as an liability and equity as equity okay remember that any economic information key financial information is select on but apeg nungu but apeg nu bona dana tesin me assets be record as an assets me liability be record as liability kia me equity be record under equity section okay kakan financial information ngan kalere nyin business okay ban ko je pingwa me ko kor ko mi chike record ke chike classify ku ben ko communicate so communicate mean that preparing financial report wo bi report be kulat financial report be kulat len du report da de ku so la de ko bi sop te karam gore mi bi kama ramo jen chwal users jen chwal user of financial information okay ramo wo report mo we use kamu for decision making ko be decision be kan jor okay be decision be kan jor okay jen chwal communicate mean go let any financial report become concerning board ko bikan all this concerning board big decision bikan o make ka kwingu ka kwi business organization ka okay and business dan take a forfeit mu ko generate ku kon je kon loss je kon using ka for dang kon ko ka for dang den ko ka longon ka nguda kon lado for dang den da kon lad nyoko wonya so kan all this decision ba ko met ko kormi ja financial information ja kon je kan financial information ti kan ler di alti lero di re business active ti lero di kan ba ko le identify to kan ba gor to ba record den ko kor ba ga real ka la report ba ko no concerning board tin bi decision ma wakan specifically check managers so be managers big decision ma kan ko lomba okay well the economics events of an organization to interested user and kon enter go me la ba can all this report ba for first can all this report can economic events ke financial information nyen organization amana ba kul no ba no interested users okay la concerning board ne den bi decision o kan ko business can it a long to for the operation of the business the ka manager ko officers one can it ko kenbo okay one can it ko ken so government as a starting point to the accounting process a company identify the economic events relevant to its business so an company bangulen be kan economic events ten correlate ka business na man bagalade be ka identify to ko ko mi check identify for example economic event ti ko ngune chet ke sale of goods kong na kwang kwana ka be tuk mi ti ke sung la ko ki bong na ten kan bong na to an kong no bong na mo jen to sale of good Enyok for vision of telephone service ngunyok one of the economics event okay so miche company miche kan economic event miche ka identify bangulel bag record jen chane ngwa so bag record so miche ka record kan all this economic event bag record ko ngu to provide a story of its financial activity okay be ko ni ba history of financial activity kan ti dialero la business gorko baglede baka to ke baga ngachi okay so recording lorkunur bangulen bangwak baka gor in chronological events allow lorkunur baka gor according to the way or according to how they occur according to the order okay for example let's say awala ke miti ke suk donc ki bong ci ko ke cha bong cha ko ji wala irun cha pen cha ko ni mo cha ti ko ken cha nyoko so kan to bi ko gor pin according to how they occur cher ke di ku to ko ke bong ta ko wala ken bi gor ton ken ya irun bitin cha nyoko bi ko ala ngok ba ka gor ka order katan ci ko to ko je yen to chronological order on te ngayen okay no word man chronological order so ko kor ko mi cha ko gor ba ka lele ba ka classifies ba ko summarize la ba ko da bun okay bana go ne yo tan lu no da ke so ke jog de ko kor mi cha ko da bun ba report ba ko la report le de ko de eh tin cha kwak tin cha ko wala ke tuk ke kwak tin ne cha ti ne cha ko cha bong ti jan die cha ko wala kan bong ti jan die ti ko nguni ke assets okay ba la ko bon cha la asset cha ko wala ko cha ko ga cha yo jektin kan yo cha jektin to kan nguni ke revenue chol ke revenue kan ento to ba ko la report okay kan report ba ko la ngo ba decision ba mixin decision ba ko lo mixin kan concerning board okay and three activity kati Gwame ke illustration ke example mena ta kon nyot tan de economic events de identify ke identification. For example, kirena me Dells te kon assume te kon ke Dell computers. Okay, ke chipset. Select economic event ke transaction. Gwame garame ke Dell computer me ke select one business events me ke select. So ke select ne me a sale of good. Okay. Ko me che select ga cha record gwame. Okay, ki computer chi ko computer chi ko ga man cha ko ga ngu a computer cha classify gwame. A computer cha ko ja record a wala ka cheng manene ne ka pai manene ne a computer jen cha ko business. Okay, ko chi gwat pin bi report bi lat. Okay, le report ko bo ka manager. Manager goro ba ngaj goro ba ngaj ngu cha ko wala ka business. Okay, a computer jen cha ko gon be ku gwat be ku la report. A report a wo chang wala ka a report computer jen cha ko men cha ko ke yo ti ne che no. Jen report me che ga jen man. No. Donc bi manager be decision kan okay del computer me e for da mu go amala ngala ko bi business ba ngulen be tiko be del computer do wan be ka produce ko kan la ngala ko ton mo jen decision me kan gor ko be ngu no en del computer for da man no na income. Okay, no na income. So ko identification lor kuno bi man chiro la hatre business bi identify bi ngajo mu bi select ket ko let's say en sukti computer ngon tikantin min la ngala ko na computer ja wala del computer ja ko ajen man chiro la wala re business bi ajen ba gor pen ko mi cha gor pen ajen ba wala do bola re for da man chiro la so can all those things big remain equal tin ko kenten karolat big bit computer ko tin ngot pen tin kan ko tele me ba la to kwiden so en man chiro la ko do ajen ba record on ngwa me ka ajen ba wala la ngona la business report. Okay, I of cha wala dun concept chicken concept. Okay. So me work on ke point den. A take okay ka ngana ku business information ngana ku use. What are the users of all this business transaction? Ka ngana ku user. Chen mo yala man users can what decision the work kan. Okay, need what decision made. There are two broad group of users of financial information. You can ke internal users can external users. So me lot ko internal users ke users of accounting ke users of financial information. Tentire business na. Okay, they are the users of accounting information who are inside the organization. Okay, be external users, people are users of financial information to take outside of organization. Okay, for example, a need to ray business to manager sen ko business la take a manager general mu again the one who plan organize and run the business. Okay, so can managers need to think anything to marketing managers is to production supervisors to finance directors to company officers to can JD. Okay, can you can tell internal users of accounting information don't again. Okay, for example, managerial accounting just go provide internal report to the users of for the sake of decision making. Okay, check a branch of accounting to managerial accounting a Nathan a branch of accounting mala ne report ne ke queen kon la internal users of accounting information coordinate. I hope this content may very easy to second ko link order. Yeah. So can internal users can managers check man chala dina man check marketing managers check finance director check human resource director can all these people work on accounting information ko can decision be can make. Okay, check marketing manager the decision ko okay en sale product wedi ta la ko ga je ko ka di go a very effective ko ka kanun kan yo ko ka long na molat marketing manager. Okay, marketing manager. Okay, finance director yoten bo ka yodi. Okay, okay ka yoten wara tinde lo nong to ko ken jet ka all expenses tin de lel na molat finance manager kan to gor kan financial information ko be kan decision ti be kan kulele be kan kam. Okay, jet ka marketing managers gore financial information tin those that are relating to the foreign access. A foreign den la yo no ngone mi cha ko ka foreign den cha ko no mo gurje marketing managers. Okay, marketing managers. Okay, so can today ne ti kan internal users of financial information. Okay, So when then external users, they are individual and organization outside the company. As I told you before, those who want financial information about the company. So take a good financial information, kajan company na mo ba. Kane chicken tray company ka. But good can financial information about the company. Well, external users. For example, teaching point in jira mala kwa kon. Chetijin as a customer teaching. In customer, you are one among the external users of financial information. Good financial information company kajin customer man. Kodi good obi ngai go on company na money. Take a good quality products. A company mala tal pondo go la kalet. La bindo go la kanung. So good ke information ito, okay? Kugurke, you are one among the users of financial information of that company, but you are external users. Okay? Kosele decision who made about company, but who made decision made about jin growado. Okay, ko mi a company mi take a low quality product, chibe kokten. Okay, ka go take a low quality product, take a good quality product bi ngaji di. Bi ngaji ko ki information ni ke, chi ngaji company. Ta an leda ngwa kaje, ta leda kwa kaje. Ta fry en ko ka. Ko ka fry mi di ba chibe kokten. Okay? So bi demand be kwa mit mi ko ngwa ka prime di long but mi ko ka prime tot ka ti good quality so bi ke demand ka can all the product of that company. Okay, so can two most type of external users chol ke investor ki creditor. Okay, investor a nyok kan it ti chol investor ti laga chol shareholder of the company. Okay, can the content take investment la gor big invest in that company. Let's say that a company mo a corporation and type of company mo corporation. So corporation owner ka ngane ke shareholder ke investor. Bi yo ko bigger alka because invest in the company kana mo then bi mujek tin jang den bi forfeit bi jektin in form of dividend. Okay, so it's all ke investor. Creditors mi company mi broke mi company mi te yo mo goro de ding yo ngudi en kel be en fana mo be je ne di chole creditors fi. Okay, che kamante bank dong de yo kan ka bank de la de ko pay back ko gwa de ngade dong de wok microfinance institution dong de wok finance eh, ka microfinance institution de yo de je dong de wok others financial institution te koken kan de alto chol kay creditors. Okay, creditors. Yenen many investor actual owners. They are the owners of the company. Let's say in that company a corporation type of organization. So can investor can actual shareholders. Okay. They use accounting information to make decision to buy all or sell ownership share of the company. So na make decision me go can the financial information of that organization. Creditors such as suppliers, bankers, okay, use accounting information to evaluate the risk of granting credit and lending money. Okay, go can okay. Financial accounting, a type of accounting me provide financial information to internal users, to external users. So, and type of accounting me provide for what? For internal user, a managerial accounting. Okay, a managerial accounting. So, a financial accounting provide financial information for all these external users of financial information. Okay, Jamijin financial accountant. So, belani report to work on to work external users of accounting information, to work creditors, to work investors, suppliers, banker. Okay, so gentlemen, kati external users. Those an example, the creditors, bill collector, investor, those who invest into the corporation. Okay. Gwa me tikon ke sing gwa. Chawa nyode. Mikan riete chalat pinti mika thoke ka kaini. Mene nyode. Number one, the three steps in the accounting process are identification, recording, and communication. And here matter thoke kai. A talk or definition of accounting. Accounting a process of what? A process of identifying, recording, and communicating all economic events to the users of that information. Number two, bookkeeping encompasses all steps in the accounting process. neme true. Bookkeeping also is part of accounting. So bana yoje. Accountant prepares but do not interpret financial report. So neme ekash. So accountant letter financial information ko prepare. But ko interpret. Okay, ko interpret. Because is the one who prepare this information. He is also the one who can interpret all this information to the interested user. Okay, so keep this in mind. As an accountant, imagine accountant, again be financial information, ke financial report, again pick fair, okay, je big interpret on okay. Need to big calling, tin be decision worker. The two most common type of external users are investor and company officer. So na two common type of external users kangane ke investor kangane kene creditors. Chika company officers. So company officers t ke internal users, but go to two common type of external users. Ke investor kangane kene creditors, but company officer t ke internal users. Ke internal users. Therefore, one day make managerial accounting activity focus on report for internal users. So read me talk managerial accounting ki mijin managerial accountant so be lanari for not work internal users kan crowding. Okay. Chetka managers, chetka officers kan ne dia okay. So janta da mi chetka jinamo. Okay. Ka 1.2 gwame accounting standard management principle and assumption. Okay. Gwame accounting standard kamun. Okay. Accounting standard, they are the standards which are being prepared to ensure high quality financial reporting. Okay, ko bukon kul take high quality financial reporting take a standard to chare laka. Okay. Ko godi ko as an accountant, the financial statement be offered then according to standard, ke according to principle. So but take a principle to be guy ke standard. Okay. So ba financial report can report tin could relate to finance can dial baga fair ke baga according to rule and regulation tin quality standard ke principle. Okay. Kan principle ti kangana ti kon ke two primary accounting standard setting board ne ti kon ti real principle ti ke tin ku standard ti create ti kon ke two primary accounting standard setting board ne ti kangana ke ISB kan FASB. ISB kan FASB ka abbreviation. Okay. So ISB mi shungala International Accounting Standard Board. FASB shungala Financial Accounting Standard Board. So take a group ke board mutual Financial Accounting Standard Board kana board mutual International Accounting Standard Board. Okay. Can the two primary setting bodies tin ku standard ke principle of accounting tin letke kan bundang rewti. Bana gol ngai bona ngadin bona ngadin. More than 140 countries follow a standard referred to as IFRS. So we to bulk we to core with gen one. Gurkani is standard in Chwali IFRS. Is standard ti ke principle Chwala IFRS ti kan principle tin kwa use long we mon ke liu. Kan principle tin kwa polo we ti bulk we to core with gen one. Kan principle ti Chwala IFRS ti kangana let ka to ka gurum darauti. Let kan 18 Chwala International Accounting Standard Boards, Canadian Co creates. IFRS stands for International Financial Reporting Standard. So, in my abbreviation, Michungla International Financial Reporting Standards. Okay, ke principle ti latke an 18 Chwale International Accounting Standard Board T. But accounting work along worldwide. We teach more than 140 countries. The way to continue in Chwale to fair. Okay. So, can IFRS they are determined by the ISB yanin neti letka kanedi chola ISB tiki group me so ISB me a group me tiki wajen chola London a group me tika London and base and tikan ka London so tika ke 15 board members and board members kan members ne ni tika ne tikum ne waldich ti bone ti bo wini ti goal a group ti ek fene ti kwanke wini ti goal kan board mo ka ne waldi ko rin ka headquarter in London a Canadian chalka group ne ISB ke tin ku standard chwala International Accounting Standard Board kan de ku create and International Accounting Standard Board me kan ku principle ti la kamra te chwala IFRS ti ke International Financial Reporting Standard. Okay, so standard te ko ken ke principle te ko ken chwala ka GAF ti chwala GAF ke US GAF. So ke principle to ko develop ke US Canadian ku use long ke US company ke most company ke United States of America who can gurkani GAF ke US GAF and GAF stand for General Accepted Accounting Principle. General Accepted Accounting Principle ke US GAF tilat ke a standard board mentuale pass B ke Financial Accounting Standard Board. Okay, so and standard me e dungi America. Principle tin chicken ke develop kan standard me tin work company ni US jual ke US ga ke General Accepted Accounting Principle. Okay, general de again kan mu kan IFRS ke principle to ko develop ISB ke ISB standard mu ko use wit balga korte gen ngwan wi mon ke lew tinti et ko terente ka London but ne ti the Financial Accounting Standard Board me certain board me tika America tiki principle to chwal ka GAF ke General Accepted Accounting Principle gurken ke. Okay, gurken ke general different in which okay. So as a market become more global, it is often desired to compare the result of company from different countries that report using different accounting standard. Okay. Again, deka first B can ISB tin kwala chola is standard ke accounting standard. So accounting standard to kon standard ndaro PSB can ISB. Okay, bi ku ngajo PSB me chig develop ni US GAAP ke kwa war aja America. Bi ngajo ISB ke International Accounting Standard Board a standard mi tika London mi chi principle to chwal ke IFRS chicken get developed to work with bulk with correct gen one. You know different jet. Chicken candidate International Accounting Standard Board ke ISB chicken principle to chalka IFRS chicken ke develop ke International Financial Reporting Standard. Financial Reporting Standard. Okay. So gwame chi pass B ke Financial Accounting Standard Board chicken principle to chalka GAF ke General Accepted Accounting Principle chicken get develop to work ke US company. So point to the measurement principle. Measurement principle. Okay. So measurement principle according to IFRS. IFRS generally use one of the two measurement principle. So according to principle chola IFRS T, chicken munu chiko kon no mutually two measurement principle. Take on the two measurement principle to develop under titere IFRS. Okay. Can two measurement principle T historical cost principle can have fair value principle. Who can use IFRS or remember. Okay, IFRS taken principle to kwa use long we mon then ku kon use bo long ta. Okay, ke tiji dien ke principle actually historical cost principle can pair value principle. Okay, so the selection of which principle to follow generally relate to trade-off between relevant and faithful representation. So relevancy means that financial information is capable of making a difference in decision, take influence in decision making. Faithful representation means that the numbers and description match that really exist and happen. They are factual. Okay, move on. Okay, and historical cost principle can have fair value measurement principle. So historical cost principle are one of the principle under IFRS. Chualga cost principle. Jugo kono di ke rajalada jenade. It dictates that companies record asset at what? At their original cost. So an historical cost principle okay, cost principle no they can all assets is bagalele baga record based on their original cost. Okay. Lakan as ana baka gor in term of their cost. You know cost. Okay. Cost is resources or the money that you sacrifice or forgone for what? For some things. To achieve something. For example, michoko ke muban mobile mo nang yogo ji kan yo to angu kan chwal ka cost to di mobile chi ko di ku lo gar fin de di record de ko mobile chi ko assets kaji awa bi gar pin according to pay unit to conte ko je ke pay unit conte chena jen chwal historical cost principle ke cost principle so irun military for ni mila report ci bo gore pe mobile te ko yan cha ko ke mobile pan cha ko ke mobile metar cha ko ke mobile metar ke bat bi gor pin ba pi ke major in term of their cost according to yoten chicken gananga ji nama cost principle. This is true not only at the time the asset is purchased but also over the time the asset is else. So mabokon ko fair value measurement principle. So fair value measurement principle can ngani meaning of fair value. Okay. So fair value just like that define as the price that would be received to sell an asset or to settle liability. So mi ko ke asset ke asset ni business mi dong nyoko ka ko and fry and become no fry and because ko ke man market fry mo me bo je because ko je man jola fair value. Okay. Chergata let's say mi ko shino dole mi lat che tat ke yoku mendan yo te che tat mendan kan twal ka di kan twal ka original cost of that assets. Okay. So mi ku dole mi ku je major ke mi ku record bi tem ko ngu ka peg unit ko te chi ladje en dole mon peg unit chena na mo ngu a historical cost principle. But mi guru bi unit fair value principle mi dole mo mi chi yo decide yo bi lo ko keng do den peg unit bo nung ton can be o major ka ton na mo jen ngu jen fair value principle. So it states that asset and liability should be reported at fair value. That is the fry received to sell that asset or settle the liability. The difference between historical cost and fair value. La kana ite one ngala nyon long la take confession ngwam. Fair value measurement principle gen a market fry of that asset. Whenever you decide to sell your house, ke an asset te jemo mi yo jego to bi lo ko nyok. So bi zil nga yo to we ko ga ton bi te de kan yo te la di ga. Ko bi tiga de kan yo te la di ga do le mo. Yo to we ko ga ton kan twal fair value ton. So bi asset to be considered ke be measured according to the market price ke yo to condition on kong to jeton. Okay. So yen chole fair value of the following jeton. Okay. Just a little bit note. Fair value information may be more useful than historical cost for certain type of asset and liability. Tangwa again la laba useful long and fair value measure principle kasa asset ke liability. Tangwa. For example, me go to liability in big face. Take a liability to somebody that you owe something. Go to big face. So and fry bo fake money. Also a part of fair value. Okay, part of fair value. For example, certain investment securities are reported at fair value because market value information is usually readable, available for those type of assets. Okay, and there is indeed fair value there, so the usage. Okay, so in determining which measurement principle to use, or they go to a measurement principle that be used on fair value can historical cost. Company which the factual nature of cost figure best the relevant of fair market value. Okay, so bizil to ka nature of cost o nature of cost ngu bi zil gor bi zil determine kan ngu kana relevant of fair value so bi zil gor bi determine. In general, even though IFRS allow company to revalue property and equipment, so and other long leave it or long term assets to fair value, so most companies choose to use cost. Company one ball can go we can use cost measurement principle. Okay, in the situation where assets are actively traded, such as investment security and company apply fair value principle extensively. Okay, so I'm sure you so assumption gwame te kon ka assumption na daro te kon ka monetary unit assumption can economic entity assumption. Okay, so gwame jen gwa de lesson and the person I hope don't we take mala comment the mun ko comment section bana chongwa me ka assumption. So bana next class bana lo to ka jen assumption. Okay, bana to ka assumption. Okay, so the go to the compare gwa na miti ga midi sai ka introduction to accounting and business a bonaka measurement principle. You are highly welcome. Okay, you are highly welcome. Okay, misela do the next time bana even lesson done bana to ka assumptions. Okay, assumption. Okay, jen gwa da lesson and that's something ngwa mana de ile ba ko share lesson me mi je ko da ram lo den ba de jak dong da ram lo den da lo okay anyway, thank you, see you next time.